Chinese scientists in Shanghai conducted experiments on rats in which they transplanted uteruses into males and fertilized them, making them give birth. As a result, 10 pups were born. They were born by cesarean section, of course. They lived to adulthood, were able to reproduce, and didn't face any serious diseases. Thus, an animal model of male pregnancy in mammals was created. There is such a phenomenon in the world, but it is very rare. Seahorses bear offspring and so on. But this is a rare case. Now they have proven that, roughly speaking, males can also give birth. I am now interested to know, what are they alluding to in general? What are all these experiments being conducted for? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. I don't see any point to it.
So that generally speaking, men would get pregnant and give birth.
In any case, it will not result in anything good.
It would come back to haunt us?
Yes, it'll end up with a bad outcome. Because the male body differs from the female body in every cell. Do you understand? Every cell. Therefore, to take an organ from a woman and transplant it into a man,
you can't.
It's against nature.
Against nature.
So it will never have a good outcome in the end. Somewhere along the way, maybe not right away, not in the first, but in the second or third generation, something bad will come out of it.
That is, these experiments are being done without knowledge of human nature.
In any case, nature will not tolerate any perversion done to it. You're dealing with a different psychology, the whole body, the nerve endings, head, thorax, everything. And how are they nursed?
That's a good question. You're right, it's unclear.
Are nipples also transplanted? What about milk? That's the whole body involved. We're not even talking about different psychology. The Torah treats a man and a woman differently.
They are two opposites, right?
They are two completely incomparable creatures.
I would like to add two opposites who are forced to live together.
They have to live together with each other, precisely because they are so different. And only this way can they connect, unite, and give birth to the following generations.
Because they are so different and opposite, is that so?
Yes.
And were they not opposite, they would not connect?
No.
This is interesting. We have entered a slightly different subject. What is the purpose of connecting all those opposites, opposing poles, completely different creatures? Why do they need to be pressed together if they are so different?
For them to create a system between them that resembles the Creator.
And in this case, it's called a real family?
Yes.
Meaning a man and a woman and the Creator between them, you can say.
Yes.
So maternity leave for a man?
It's not promising.
Not promising no matter how much she wants it?
What for?
Yes, what for?
This is terrible. Would anyone really agree to undergo such an experiment?
Such an experiment. So this is all happening for the sake of science, for the sake of checking some box?
Of course. We can't even imagine what a psychological and mental restructuring this entails. Everything changes. Because the way a woman thinks and the way a man thinks is not comparable or compatible in any way. Only in the voluntary connection above themselves, in the desire to unite in spite of their differences, do they begin to build something in common.
Which is called love, in fact.
Love, family, and so on. Life produces species, male and female, and led them to create their offspring in this particular way, precisely from the fact that they appear as extremely opposite of each other.
A man and a woman?
Yes. And then they nevertheless join together, raise offspring, and so on. And look how this offspring depends on the connection between these two types. And the more these species are developed, the greater the distance between them, psychologically, physiologically, and so forth.
So the more developed a man and a woman become, the more complex the connection?
Of course, not like with rats, although rats are also developed, not like with smaller
mammals.
Mammals, yes. It's all very, very complex and we don't understand anything about it.
So we can't defeat nature. We really want to defeat it, but we cannot.
Why defeat it?
Why do this?
We ourselves are inside nature.